The Mariners, who last year went 90-72, are projected this season to go 88-74, the best record projection in the AL West. Their biggest offseason moves, in my opinion, they traded for Brendan Donovan to be a bit of a utility guy for them, and then they re-signed Josh Naylor, who was great down the stretch for them after they traded for him. I love the rotation, led by Brian Wu, Logan Gilbert, George Kirby. What a fire three. But then, behind him, it's Luis Castillo, who's really good. And then Bryce Miller, who was phenomenal. Phenomenal. In 2024, he had a sub-3 ERA and 31 starts. And then last season's ERA was above 5. And it was a bit of an injury-plagued season. So hopefully he's, back and into form. And why am I hyping him up so much? Well, Gig'em, he's an Aggie legend, so I had to give him a shout. But he's also just really good. And then we also see Cole Emerson debut at some point this season as a pitcher. Lineup-wise, Cal Raleigh's the big dumpers there. Julio Rodriguez is there. Randy, Josh Naylor, J.P. Crawford, who I think is starting the season on the IL.
Correct.
But that's a fun group. They're good, but also that's a lot of characters and a lot of emotion, and that's just an exciting lineup to watch go to work every night.
Yeah.
I'm pretty high on this team. We haven't picked the division yet, but I'll just go ahead and say I do really like this group. I think they can make another potential postseason run. They have the pitching to do it. I think their lineup's in a pretty good spot.
They've got the second best odds of any team to win their division, and the best odds of a team that didn't just buy it. So
yeah,
they're at minus 105, and the only other team that is minus money is the Dodgers at minus 700, but they don't count. So it just goes to show you that you can buy whatever you want if you have enough money.
Yeah, Polanco is gone. Harris, that is correct.
As is a couple other losses. They lost Mississippi State legend Lou Cincha.
They did have to trade him to get Brendan Donovan.
Yeah, they switched the pitcher. He pitches with both hands. It's lower.
Ooh, I think I saw they are converting him out of switch pitching.
I wouldn't be surprised.
He throws 5 miles an hour slower.
Yeah, it's
not that. He's throwing 90 to 95. It's still very impressive.
Yeah, it's it's 95 from one hand and 90 with the other, or maybe it might have been 88 in college, 90. Yeah, somewhere around there. But that makes sense. Other pieces that they lost, Eugenio Suarez, I believe he was good. That name is very familiar.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't mention him.
I tried names just stand out to me as I've heard this name a lot, so clearly he must be good.
Another name they traded for at the deadline, and then he's back with the Reds, which we'll get to them later.
Cool.
But
and then some of their prospects to watch: a top 10 prospect, shortstop, Colt Emerson. Could see playing time, and then 2 pitchers in the top 35, Cade Anderson and Ryan Sloan. So they've got they've got some younger guys sitting in the wings, waiting in the wings that could see playing time.
That's awkward to have Colt Emerson written down as a pitcher. That's bad on my part.
I
trust you.
I don't trust me. Now I'm concerned. I'm nervous. But we'll just pretend I am correct and keep rattling through. Well, he's both. He
does it all.
Yeah, he's
the next show.
He's a do-it-all guy.
Except he also plays in the field.
So those are some younger guys to keep your eyes on. But yeah, this is a team that brings back mostly everything from last year.
Yeah, you are right. I was wrong. You are right.
Cool. But did you want to talk about their rotation at all, or did you already do that?
I did. It's one of my favorite in baseball.
That's fire for them.
Deep and has great top-end talent. So,
and real quick, Harris has made a bet that if we sweep if his Tigers sweep my Padres, I have to wear his Kerry Carpenter jersey on the next podcast, and if not, he'll wear my Padres jersey out in public. So all the Padres have to do is win one game.
Yeah, you're in good shape. He's feeling really confident.
I feel like are we playing a 5-game, 4-game?
It could be. It depends on if you'll play tomorrow or not.
I'm gonna look.
I feel like you take it regardless.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm just curious, It's 2-8. We scored 2 runs. This bet, I'm gonna take that bet now before we beat you this game. 3-game. Nope. Yes, 3-game. Today, tomorrow, Saturday, and then we go play the Giants and Tony Vitello. But I'll take that. I think we can take 1 game from you or 2 games. It's not over.
It's not over.
You want to move on to the
Yep, the
next
Rangers
team?
are next.
Rangers,
in terms
okay.
of odds, which I will say. No, I lied. Just kidding.
Astros are next.
Yes.
Cool.
No, the Rangers are next. But I was about to say them and the Astros have the same projection. But that's not true. That's what I was saying I lied about.
Ah,
The Rangers are projected to go 83 and 79. The Astros are projected to go 81 and 81.
big difference.
So we'll start with the Rangers. They signed Jordan Montgomery coming off Tommy John's. Brought in veteran outfielder Andrew McCutchen. Also traded for Brandon Nimmo. Marcus Semien went out in that deal. And then also traded for Mackenzie Gore. The rotation, which is headlined by Jacob deGrom, elite when he plays, but I think he stayed healthy last year. But before that, it was like 3 straight seasons of injuries. So hopefully he can stay healthy. Nathan Eovaldi is a good number 2. Already mentioned Mackenzie Gore, and then you have the Vandy boys at 4 and 5, and Jack Leader and Kumar Rocker. Pretty solid rotation. And then lineup-wise, Corey Seager, still there, great. Wyatt Langford, Florida Gator legend, I believe. And then, they traded for Brandon Nimmo, like I mentioned, so he's there. I do think the bottom of the lineup is not great. I would consider it a below-average lineup.
That's tough.
I'm looking at the projected lineup, and if Andrew McCutchen's hitting 5 at his current state, I don't love that. Jake Berger's had some, good flashes. Josh Young's had some good flashes. So maybe if people can kind of live up their potential, I'll look foolish. But I just don't love the look of it. I don't think it's the deepest lineup.
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad. Like it's not one of the worst in baseball. But
Losses. They added Luis Garcia, who was good.
he was really good. He's in my notes for whichever team he went to, which I'm blanking now where he went. He was really good when they won the World Series in 2023.
Thank you.
Just has never really returned to that form or replicated that, so they have moved on from him.
And then I saw a name that I wanted to, just real quick, you mentioned him, Kumar Rocker. His story is crazy. And I don't know, I feel like he kind of fell off the face of the planet for a little bit, so I feel like he's Darth Maul, like, you don't
He
know
had
what
to.
happened. Exactly. Kumar Rocker was one of the best pitchers in the country as a freshman at Vanderbilt, and then pitched sophomore and junior year. We beat him when we won the World Series or one of those games, got drafted, and then failed the physical. And it was like, well, is his career just over? Like, there's something in his elbow going on that's not supposed to be going on. What's going to happen?
I think it was shoulder.
Was it shoulder?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
But failed physical, and it was just not good. It was not a good look for him because I think there were also some worries about him, like, having lied about it or played through it. Like, it just didn't look good for anyone involved, and he fell off the face of the planet, and now here he is as a starter for a major league team. So that's a really cool story there, and hope that he continues to find that kind of success because he was his freshman year was incredible.
Yeah, he was great.
So really cool to see him recovering after it kind of like his career was going to be over before it even finished in the majors. But that's all I've got to say there. Prospect to watch for the Rangers is a shortstop / third baseman, Sebastian Walcott. And, if you're right about their lineup being bad, there might be opportunities to play.
Yeah.
For him. He's number 7 right now. So that'll be something to keep your eye on.
And then the last thing I want to add, swing player, which is not actually a player. Their bullpen blew 29 saves last season, which was 4th most in baseball. And if you go back to like the offseason moves I mentioned, they didn't really bring in a legit closer. They brought in some value pieces, and then maybe someone on their team last year, like a Chris Martin or somebody like that, will try and be the closer. But just something to keep an eye on, because if they have those same struggles again this season, one is just, that's a lot of games you should have won that you lost, duh. But like, especially if they do make the playoffs, get into the playoffs, like that's really scary. But anything you want to add, JP?
Cool.
Astros next.
Yes.
Already mentioned their projection for 2026 is 81 and 81, exactly 500. They went 87 and 75 last year. Not a ton of big offseason moves. They let Framber walk, and they replaced him with a couple guys. They brought in Mike Burrows and then Tatsuya Ime, I think.
Yeah, that looks right.
Ime.
Yeah.
Um,
Say it with confidence
to
and
bolster
people will believe
rotation.
you.
That's what I should have done. And speaking of the rotation, Hunter Brown took a big step forward last season. is kind of their ace now. It's looking to build off of that best season of his young career. Behind him, it's a little scary. Mike Burrows is fine. Tatsuya Ime he's my swing player for them. It's just kind of all about command. How impactful can he be? Can he be a guy that is legit middle of the rotation guy, or is he more of a guy that's like every couple starts he's only pitching 3 innings or 2 innings, and he's kind of more your fifth starter guy? Because the middle of the rotation really, it needs him to actually be a middle of the rotation guy for that like group to really round out. Then the lineup, it's kind of more the same. Like Jordan's still there, Carlos Correa's back, right? Altuve's still there, chugging along.
Yeah, the pillars.
Mm-hmm. Jeremy Pena is I think he's progressing nicely in terms of rehab. He did not start today. They said they're like gonna ease him back in, but I think technically like he could have played today. It is crazy. I was thinking like while doing this, it's like all these guys are still on this team and good. George Springer was in the World Series raking last season. Kyle Tucker just got mega paid. Like the talent on those like Astro teams was insane for that stretch. And while it is winding down, like some of that is still here, and it's the reason that they're projected to potentially go 81 and 81. Even if I don't necessarily love the outlook of this team, that window is closing for sure. Any thoughts on this team? What do you have?
First thing is all of their additions to the pitching staff were right-handers.
Okay.
And if you look, their entire starting rotation is right-handers, which, like, if they're good, doesn't matter. I just feel like that's rare.
That is interesting, yeah.
It's not all like you're screwed. Like, if your pitchers are good, then you're gonna win a lot of games. But
you'd rather have a good right-handed pitcher than have a bad left-handed pitcher just to have a left-handed
correct.
pitcher.
But just interesting. That's more of a note than a concern or praise. And then the other thing I was gonna say, they made minimal changes to the offense. It was ranked 21st in runs scored last season. So we kind of talked about the Mariners, right? You bring everyone back. This is going to be great. It's kind of like with the Astros. It's like you brought everybody back. Is this going to work?
Yeah, the lineup is not very good. We talked about the like mainstays still being there. The backfilling that was really successful early on in kind of their window is dried up.
Yeah, I mean, it's
The
very
recent
dried up.
prospects
They're
have not panned out.
here you can see my notes from minor league prospects. It is blank.
That's not great.
And I don't know if that's because the website wasn't working, but it was the only team it wasn't working for. So I think it might just be they didn't have anybody.
Sure.
I was using the MLB like prospects website. So I was like every other team, you click the drop down, go to the team, click it, drop it, pulled them up. This team didn't have anybody in the top 100, which is not what you want to see. So that'll be something interesting to see. This might because like is this just who they have? Do they have anybody that's gonna step up and develop? Because they're kind of like the Washington Commanders, right? Where it's a bunch of old guys, and so you kind of think it's got to be in win now. Except that I don't really know if you can win now with
and
this
they don't
team.
they don't have the money right now either. They have some already pricey contracts. They're trying to cut back payroll, so they're just really not in a great spot. I think it's one of the things where like the front office wouldn't tell you this, but I think they're like pretty content to like let this window close and like move on, and just kind of like ride off into the sunset.
Which, if they were going to do that, why not trade some of these pieces because they are good pieces?
Well, maybe they will.
Maybe
if
this
the
is
season
the year
goes
we
bad.
see it.
But like I mean, they were still kind of hanging around in contention last season. But also like a lot of these guys have given you so much. They've given you multiple World Series rings. They did one too, right?
17 and 21 or something like that. Late teens and early 2000s.
The fans love them. Like I wouldn't really be too surprised if the fans aren't like crazy upset by this of just being like, we'll let Jose Altuve play out the rest of his career as an Astro. Like we'd love that, rather than ship him off for like whatever you can get for him. Right? We'll see what they do. But I just wouldn't be surprised if that's kind of the route they go. Any thoughts on that, either of y'all or this team?
No, I'm pulling up the World Series champions list because I am curious. They won it in 22 over the Phillies, and I know they won one in the teens.
They did win the one in the teens. I couldn't remember if they won one in the 20s because I remember the Braves beat them that one year.
Yeah, they beat the Phillies in 22.
They beat the Dodgers,
and they beat the Dodgers in 17. So I was right on. I said 17 and early 2020s. So
nailed it.
The year after the Braves won it.
Yeah. Fourth place here is the Athletics, who went 76 and 86 in 2025, and their win projection for this year is 79 and 83. Not a ton of offseason moves. They did bring in Jeff McNeil to bolster the lineup. Can play different positions in the infield, maybe even a little bit of outfield, and they extended Tyler Soderstrom. The rotation is not great.
Yeah.
I have here Severino is ace in quotation marks, considering he had a 4.5 ERA last year. Aaron Savale is probably in the rotation. Jeffrey Springs. It's a bad rotation. That being said, the lineup is a ton of fun, and the lineup's great, and the lineup is pretty young in a lot of spots. Nick Kurtz was fantastic last season. Shea Langoliers, former Baylor Bear, is a good power-hitting catcher. Tyler Soderstrom's been great. I mean, he just got that 6-year extension. Mississippi State legend Brent Rooker.
Triple Crown winner, Brent Rooker.
Yep, mashing.
At Mississippi State.
Doing what he does. Jacob Wilson has been good. I think he homered today. Denzel Clark is hurt right now, but is a speedster and really fun to watch patrol center field. It's a really fun group. I wish the rotation was a little bit better, because I think they're gonna have to score a ton to win just about any game.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at with them.
I was going to say that this lineup was either bad or young, and it sounds like they're young, because there was not, other than Brent Rooker and Max Muncy. Those are the names on that list that I could like.
They're not the same Max Muncy.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It's just a guy named Max Muncy.
Oh, well then I don't even know this Max Muncy.
It took me a second, because I did have like a mental brain fart. Like, I swear, like looking at the Dodgers roster today, they still had Max Muncy.
It's a young 23-year-old named Max Muncy.
That's wild. Well,
I mean,
it's a bunch of young guys.
I want to say Nick Kurtz had like a 1 OPS last season as a rookie, or something close to that. Maybe it dropped below Soderstrom. It's a very fun group. It is young, so there's probably some volatility. Maybe there's a Nick Kurtz sophomore slump.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But it definitely is way better than the rotation. There's a lot of promise and upside.
And then prospects to watch: Leo DeVries,
Mm-hmm.
number 4
Padre. Prospect.
Really?
I believe y'all traded him to get Mason Miller.
Okay. Anyway, shortstop. So that could be a guy that sees some playing time this season, or will likely see playing time this season. But now on to the
Angels.
Yep. One of the worst teams.
The aimless Angels.
Yep.
The wandering Angels. They went 72 and 90 last season, and hey, congrats! They're projected to go 74 and 88 this season.
I feel like the Angels got really lucky because they were so bad like 4 years ago, but then the Rockies made everyone forget because the Rockies were even worse, like last year.
I don't know. I feel like the Angels still get so much hate because also like you've had Mike Trout, and Mike Trout's played in 1 playoff game.
Yeah, and you had Shohei, and Shohei never played in the playoff
Correct.
game with them, or if he did, it was like 1.
They love giving lots of money out to players that aren't very good or that end up being bad contracts. Like they signed Albert Pujols and then did a ton of money, and that just deal fell apart. He was not worth even close to the value down the stretch. In terms of offseason moves, they signed Adam Frazier, Mississippi State legend, we were talking about
Mississippi
earlier,
State legend, yep.
as well as Heimer Candelario, and acquired Josh Lowe. The rotation is not great. Jose Soriano is pretty good. Yusei Kikuchi is there now. I'd say ideally it's an average rotation is probably what you're hoping for with that bunch. And then in terms of the lineup, Mike Trout's still there, but like he's struggling to stay healthy. He isn't necessarily he's not the elite hitter he once was. I'm not saying he's bad, but like it used to be like Mike Trout's going to put up 8 WAR. Those days are probably over. Zach Neto, Joe Waddell, Noah Shanuel are other pretty good bats, but also like the lineup, I think even in an ideal world is like in the teens. Like you're just not gonna you're just neither group, the rotation of the lineup is gonna like be a great to elite unit.
I'm going to go fact check what Harris just said because this morning he was listed Leo DeVries. DeVries?
Yeah.
Was listed in the A's organization, like as one of their prospects. He He's still listed in Wikipedia. Says he's still in the athletics
It
organization.
could be a different DeVries.
Yeah, Harris. That might be a different DeVries.
I'm thinking of Tucker DeVries, the college basketball player, and that is definitely not
Probably
applicable
not
here.
him. Probably
no, I
not
don't
him.
think so.
But I'm imagining that it's just somebody. It's a different DeVries, or you are mistaken, because everything I has him in the A's organization. But with that being said, let's see. Do I have any notes on the Angels?
Fine lineup, below
Yeah.
average rotation.
Their top
Jorge
prospect
Soler.
top prospect is ranked number 81.
Not great.
Not good at all. I have him for this season, so that's bad. They didn't really add anybody, but they also didn't really lose anybody. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Congrats.
You made no great improvements on a team that was not great last year. So prepare for another year of bad, and RIP Mike Trout. Why did he not play in the World Baseball Classic?
Maybe he just wanted to get healthy for this year. I mean, he really has had big time injury issues. Not like torn ACLs and stuff. But
Yeah.
I keep pulling my hammy,
Yeah.
stuff like that. My back. I pulled my back.
Man,
He's just getting old.
he should just retire from the MLB and play in the World Baseball Classic every 4 years.
It maybe just be bad. He'd lose so much money.
Yeah,
But
but he's got enough money.
true.
He's made enough money in his career.
I'm picking the Mariners to win this division, and I feel pretty good
yeah.
about that pick. The Rangers have been a pretty frisky, fun. I think they're gonna. A lot of people have picked them to have a big step up. One, I don't know if I really see that, but also I just like the Mariners enough that I think even if the Rangers take a big jump, the Mariners can still match pace and win the division.
Yeah, I'm also going Mariners. Like I said earlier, they have the best odds of any team that did not buy their wins. So, I'll be going Mariners.
I'm going Mariners as well.
Good job,
Chalk
team.
across the board. Let me add that to the notes.